Lesson 36. A very odd dream. Read the passage and answer the questions that follow. Anthea awoke in the morning from a very real sort of dream, in which she was walking in the zoological gardens on a pouring wet day without any umbrella. The animals seemed desperately unhappy because of the rain, and were all growling gloomily. When she awoke, both the growling and the rain went on just the same. The growling was the heavy regular breathing of her sister Jane, who had a slight cold and was still asleep. The rain fell slow drops onto Anthea's face from the wet corner of a bath towel which her brother Robert was gently squeezing the water out of, to wake her up, as he now explained. "Oh, drop it," she said rather crossly. So he did, for he was not a brutal brother. "I had such a funny dream," Anthea began. "So did I," said Jane, wakening suddenly and without warning. "I dreamed we found a sand fairy in the gravel pits, and it said it was a Samyad, and we might have a new wish every day." "But that's what I dreamed," said Robert. "I was just going to tell you, and we had the first wish as soon as it said so. And I dreamed you girls were donkeys enough to ask for us all to be beautiful as the day, and we jolly well were, and it was perfectly beastly." "But can different people all dream the same thing?" said Anthea, sitting up in bed. "Because I dreamed all that, as well as about the zoo and the rain, and the servants shut us out of the house because the radiantness of our beauty was such a complete disguise, and—" Cyril appeared in the doorway, partially clothed. "Look here," said Anthea, "we've all had such an odd dream. We've all dreamed we found a sand fairy." Her voice died away before Cyril's contemptuous glance. "Dream?" he said. "You little sillies, it's true. I tell you it all happened. That's why I'm so keen on being done early. We'll go up there immediately after breakfast and have another wish. Only we'll make up our minds, solid, before we go, what it is we do want, and no one must ask for anything unless the others agree first. No more peerless beauties for this child." "Thank you." The other three dressed, with their mouths open. If all that dream about the sand fairy was real, this real dressing seemed very like a dream, the girls thought. As they went they decided on the wish they would ask for. Although they were all in a great hurry, they did not try to climb down the sides of the gravel pit, but went round by the safe lower road, as if they had been carts. They had made a ring of stones round the place where the sand fairy had disappeared, so they easily found the spot. The sun was burning and bright, and the sky was deep blue without a cloud. The sand was very hot to touch. "Look out, dig with your hands, now," said Robert. So they did, and presently uncovered the spider-shaped brown hairy body, long arms and legs, bat's ears and snail's eyes of the sand fairy himself. Everyone drew a deep breath of satisfaction, for now of course it couldn't have been a dream. Adapted from Edith Nesbit's 5 Children and It. A. Use the following words from the passage to make sentences of your own. Bring out the meaning of the words. You may use a dictionary for help. Growling. Crossly. Disguise. Contemptuous. Peerless. 1. Growling. The dog looked at me quietly, and as I moved forward, he started growling. 2. Crossly. We were creating so much noise in the house that Mother crossly asked us to go out and play. 3. Disguise. Every now and then, the king should go out in the streets in disguise to find out how his subjects live and what they talk about. 4. Contemptuous. The courtier knew that the princess had been angered by his answer when she gave him a contemptuous glance. 5. Peerless. She is a peerless friend who has always stood by me in my hour of need. B. Find antonyms of the following words or expressions in the passage. Gloomily, regular, contemptuous, wakening, a pouring wet day. Gloomily, brightly, regular, irregular, contemptuous, admiring, wakening, sleeping, a pouring wet day, a fine dry day. C. State whether these statements are true or false. 1. The animals were unhappy as it was raining. Answer: true. 2. The rain poured heavily down on Anthea's face. Answer: false. 3. The children found the sand fairy. Answer: true. 4. They had so many different dreams that they were confused. Answer: false. 5. They decided to ask the sand fairy to grant each of their different wishes. Answer: false. D. On the basis of your reading, answer the following questions in your own words. 1. Where was the rainwater falling on Anthea's face actually coming from? Answer: the rainwater falling on Anthea's face came from the wet corner of a bath towel which her brother Robert was gently squeezing the water out of, to wake her up. 2. According to Robert, what was the first wish which the sand fairy had granted the children in the dream? Answer: according to Robert, his sisters in his dream had asked the sand fairy to make them all as beautiful as the day, and they all became so. That was the first wish. 3. What does Cyril suggest they should all do? Answer: Cyril suggested that they would go to the spot where they had seen the sand fairy in the dream immediately after breakfast, and have another wish. Only they would make up their minds before they go, what it is they wanted. 4. How could the children easily identify the spot where they had seen the sand fairy in the dream? Answer: the children had made a ring of stones round the place where the sand fairy had disappeared in their dream, so they easily found the spot. E. Change the narration of the following sentences into indirect speech. 1. I had such a funny dream, Anthea began. Answer: Anthea began by saying that she had a very funny dream. 2. But can different people all dream the same thing? Said Anthea. Answer: Anthea asked if different people could all have the same dream. 3. Cyril said, we'll go up there, immediately after breakfast, and have another wish. Answer: Cyril said that they would all go up there immediately after breakfast, and have another wish. F. In this excerpt from the passage, underline all the adjectives, do not underline the adverbs. The other three dressed, with their mouths open. As they went they decided on the wish they would ask for. Although they were all in great hurry, they did not try to climb down the sides of the gravel pit, but went round by the safe lower road. The sun was burning and bright, and the sky deep blue without cloud. The sand was very hot to touch. Answer: other, open, great, gravel, safe, lower, bright, blue, deep, hot. G. Change the following sentences from the active voice into passive voice. 1. Robert was gently squeezing water out of the wet corner of his bath towel. Answer: water was being gently squeezed out of the wet corner of his bath towel by Robert. 2. The water dripping on Anthea's face woke her up. Answer: Anthea was woken up by the water dripping on her face. 3. All the children had seen the same sand fairy in their dream. Answer: the same sand fairy had been seen by all the children in their dream. 4. Their brother Cyril told them all that they were silly. Answer: They were all told by their brother Cyril that they were silly. 5. The children dug the sand and uncovered the brown hairy body of the sand fairy. Answer. The sand was dug by the children and the brown hair